I think this is one of the most challenging. I've had to put on a lot of weight for Thor, obviously, but losing it's harder, and the sort of chemical imbalance that occurs, and the kind of mood swings, and how you become highly sensitive to all sorts of trivial things is kind of crazy. And I didn't expect that as much, but they were just long days, and we were wet. We were the freezing cold when we shot in London because we were wet in the tank on the ship, and having water cannons splashed at us and thrown at us. And then in the Canary Islands, it was much hotter, but we were at our most limited sort of calorie intake. So you're kind of hot and hungry and sitting in the beating sun, and so it was challenging, but I think so essential to portray these characters. We were kind of living and breathing as much of that experience as possible, and not a whole lot of acting required because you were, you felt desperate.
What did you think of the Canary Islands otherwise?
It was beautiful, yeah. I loved it there. I loved where we were, a few different places, but these quiet little towns, and this was great food, and very removed from where I'd been living, in LA at the time. It couldn't be further from that experience, but just stunning. And I was able to surf a bit too, which is nice.
Did you were you a sailor before this movie?
No, I fished a little bit and never had great sea legs. I've surfed all my life, and obviously I like being in the water as opposed to on top of it. And we spent 2 months at sea. We'd sail in one direction for 7 hours and come back for another 7. And the first couple weeks, we had half the crew kind of, over the side of the boat, green and showing up. And I thankfully didn't get sick. But I'd go to bed at night and just feel the rocking of the ship still. It was a weird adjustment, but good fun.
One of the themes of the film is bravery. Can you comment on that?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think when put in certain situations, how some people come out of their skin, or come into their own, and they're sort of true leaders, and then separated from the rest, and so on. And what is there's certain brave acts that were done in the film, and for different reasons at different times. Earlier in the film, I think it was much more about ego, and whether it was brave or insane or just stupid, the things they'd do and the risks they'd apply. And then later on in the film, the bravery was about survival and about coming together as a team and saying, okay, in order for us to get home and see our families again, what's this going to take? And that, for me, is the most exciting part of the film, and the most interesting part of bravery.
But also sort of tells us that human beings are capable of anything, actually.
Yeah, of course. And I think until we're faced with certain situations, we're not sure what we're capable of. And looking at why it was that these men survived, and what drives us, or what motivates us to as I said, against all odds, want to get home. And I think I could empathise with my character wanting to see his family again. I think there was, if that's what it meant, like if it was either giving up and not seeing them again, or succeeding and seeing them, then that's having a family is a pretty strong, I think the strongest motivation to want to get back.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.